Hey everyone, welcome to the application experience demo using Cisco DNA Center and the Cisco Catalyst 9800 wireless LAN controller. So let's imagine we're a network admin and our user Barbara is complaining about issues she experiences during her Webex video calls. She sees low performance in both audio and video, and we need to diagnose exactly what is causing these issues. As a network admin, we would want to look at the health of the network as well as the health of the application used. To easily do this, we can use the application experience page within the Cisco DNA Center Assurance dashboard. So let's get started. In the Cisco DNA Center homepage, let's access the Assurance dashboard. To do this, we'll go to the hamburger menu, go to Assurance, Dashboards, Health. Next, we'll click the Application tab. This will give us a summary view for the various business relevant applications that are categorized and identified by the Cisco Catalyst 9800 WLC using Deep Packet Inspection. It measures the KPI metrics for user experience and reports back the information via NetFlow to Cisco DNA Center to be seen in the Assurance dashboard. So, since Barbara's complaining about performance and she's located at the San Francisco site, let's ensure that San Francisco is selected as the site we are viewing. Next, we'll scroll down to the Applications section, which will give a list of applications that the Catalyst 9800 in the San Francisco site classifies and identifies. So we'll select Webex Media, and Webex Media is the application which is responsible for the audio and video signals that the client sends and receives during Webex meetings. And here in the Application 360 view for Webex Media, we can see a summary view of the application health over time, and this is determined using the KPI metrics such as jitter, latency, and packet loss. So over time on this chart, we can see that application health is generally around 9 or 10, which is a good performance. However, at its worst, it drops down to 7. Then we can see that the latency between the server and application, or from our network to the Webex Media application, is fairly high, staying at around 300 milliseconds, which is contributing to poor performance, while the packet loss generally stays under 1%. And this stays true for whenever Webex is being run at our site. And to get a more detailed view for the KPI metrics seen for this application over time, we can expand the exporter from our 9800, which is reported back via NetFlow. And then using the usage and throughput information, we can see that's when the traffic is being sent for Webex. And using that information, we can use that to correlate the different packet loss, application, client, and network latency. So here we can see that for the network, client, and server latency, there's only one particular spike with network latency at 54 milliseconds, client network latency at 3 milliseconds, and server network latency at 51 milliseconds. But other than that, there really isn't any latency from a client, server, or network latency perspective. It's mainly due to application server latency, which stays constant at around 200 to 350 milliseconds. So from this, we can infer that the issue is mainly due to the application uplink to Webex as opposed to the client network. But to confirm this, let's go view the Webex 360 view in the Client 360 view for our Barbara client. So that Webex 360 view allows us to compare directly the application performance and the network performance to see which is at fault. So let's scroll down to the application endpoints and click on Barbara. And here we're taken to Barbara's Client 360 view page. In the Client 360 view page at the top, we can see the client health score, and this is determined by the RF and Wi-Fi connectivity for the client. And over the course of time, it's perfect 10 out of 10, so that implies that there's no RF or Wi-Fi connectivity issues which are contributing to the issues she experiences while using Webex. So now, let's go to the Webex 360 integration. So in the top right corner, we'll click Webex 360, and then log in using Barbara's Webex account, which is wireless.tme.team. And then we'll click Search Meetings. And this will bring up all the meetings that uses Barbara's Webex account. And here we can see that there'll either be a red X or a green check for application and network, indicating whether each is performing optimally. So for the top meeting, we can see that the application is red and network is green, indicating that the application is at fault. So in order to get a detailed view for this, we can go select the meeting. And this will bring up the health score for the different aspects of the Webex meeting, such as audio and video. And the health score for the audio and video seems to be performing fair, with a health score of 7 for the application audio. And then for video, it starts off at 3, but then improves to about the health score of 7. And then the rest of the applications for network have a green health score of 9 or 10, which means it's good performance. With the only exception being Cisco Spark starting off with a health score of 6, going up to 10. And again, this is determined by the different KPI metrics such as latency and throughput. So now let's expand out the audio quality to view the different KPI metrics over time. So for audio, the application server latency is actually fairly high, averaging around 320 milliseconds for the entirety of the meeting, which confirms our findings from before, which shows that application latency was at fault for the Webex connectivity issues for our clients. Meaning that we'll have to investigate the internet uplink to Webex as opposed to our Wi-Fi network to figure out the problem for Barbara. So in summary, we were able to use the application experience dashboard within Cisco DNA Center, along with the information reported back by the Catalyst 9800 wireless LAN controller to quickly diagnose user application issues. Thank you for watching.